So Colin Cowherd recently stated that Jayson Tatum is maybe the 5th best forward in Celtic history. Let's play the clip.
So when I hear people defending Jayson Tatum, we're not criticizing him. We're saying the standards are different. Right now, he is maybe the 5th best forward in Celtic history. Bruh, he ain't Havlicek. He's not Bird or McHale. And Paul Pierce has double the All-Star appearances and a ring. For a lot of franchises, maybe a 3rd in the league, he's their 1st or 2nd, 3rd best player ever. I'm not sure he makes the all-time Celtic 2nd team. In fact, I don't think he does. Here's the good news. The Celtics and the Lakers have each won 17 titles. So whoever wins the next is the tiebreaker. So if Tatum's part of that, it's pretty cool. But it's okay to say this. The standard is different.
So, Rachel, I'll ask you first. If Boston wins an NBA championship this season, will Jayson Tatum be considered an all-time Celtic great?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you raise a banner in Boston, you are in a whole different conversation because that is what they care about. They care about we raise banners for championships. I had a conversation with Rajon Rondo recently where he said, yeah, that's all we raise banners for, which was a little bit of a shot. He goes, some teams raise banners for other things, which
Man, Rondo raised one banner in Boston. You need to be quiet.
Yeah, well, your team raised a banner for the in-season tournament.
Same thing I tell
Mickey
Paul.
Mouse.
Same thing I would tell Paul Pierce. Stop, man.
I'm just saying. So look, if he wins a title, look, Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce won one title. Their numbers are retired. They're in the Hall of Fame, right? So if he wins a title with the Celtics, that will put him in a different conversation in terms of where he is in Celtics lore and all of that stuff. And by the way, he's still young.
Yeah.
So if he wins this title, that's by no means is necessarily the last and only title he's going to win. This is a very good, very deep team with 2 big-time stars. They could win another one the next year or maybe 3 years down the road.
So he says, if I heard Colin correct, he said Jayson Tatum may not be a top 10 Celtic of all time.
He said he's not a top 5 forward.
So, but he then said the second unit, if you take...
He said he wouldn't make this all the second team for the Celtics.
For the Celtics. Yeah, he's wrong. He's beyond wrong. I don't tell me nothing about no damn Havlicek and all them. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't give me 1952.
Dispute the heroes of Boston.
Don't do that to me. The top 3 Celtics of all time in my eyes as of right now.
Yeah.
Bill Russell, Larry Bird, and Paul Pierce. That's in that order.
Yeah.
Now you can go and find me a 4. Okay, Kevin McHale. You want to give me Kevin McHale at 4? Then you want to give me KG at 5? Then you want to give me who? You want to start digging the Havlicek and all them dudes? Go ahead.
He was pretty good.
They bounced the ball with one damn arm.
Get it.
They dribble. They dribble like this.
So you're done with the 80s and 70s.
No, not the 80s. I'm talking about the 50s.
The 50s and all.
Man, what? No brothers even playing basketball, man. Stop.
I
need to stop it.
I have to point out to the people that you and I had a football conversation along this vein earlier today, and you just dismissed Johnny Unitas out of hand.
I wasn't born. Don't want to see it. Don't tell me.
You were like, no.
Anything that exists before I was born, I don't want to talk about it.
That is the national line of demarcation.
Don't tell me that.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Don't get to telling me about because I didn't see it. You know, it's like we had a conversation the other day with Brother Babe. I call him Brother Babe Ruth because there's questions out there whether he was black or not. Wider nose, black feature, African American features, wavy hair. So we, but he was really good in his day.
He was.
And like David Justice would say, yeah, I don't know if he could have played what we played because it was different. So that's how I feel about when you get back way back then. I'm like, stop. Let's just talk about the modern day, the history of that. But look, if he wins a title, and he's young, like you said, Rachel, there's many other titles to be gotten. He's going to go down as one of the all-time great 100%. NBA players, let alone the damn Celtics.
And by the way, he's made the conference finals 6 out of 8 years, which right now is being held against him because they haven't won a title yet. But trust
that's everybody, though.
Once you look at the totality of his career, the fact that he achieved all of that in that short span is going to matter. That's
everybody on really good teams that don't cash in you start, I don't care if it was a Peyton Manning, a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that I was on, or LeBron's teams, MJ early in his career. When you are at the top of your game, but your team isn't cashing in, the first thing people start to say is, well, yeah, you never get over the top. Aaron Rodgers is going through it right now. He hadn't won. He won one, but that 13, 14 years ago. So it's like, well, dude ain't won one. He still hadn't won. He still hadn't. Josh Allen's going through it in football. We're getting sick and tired of watching all the great highlights and all the big time stuff, and you hadn't won yet. But I think Jayson Tatum them is right there kicking in the door. They hadn't got all the hinges off the side of the door yet. Just some of the hinges, Keyshawn, and he'll eventually win one.
I mean, look, Jayson Tatum a little bit, when we're having these conversations, suffers by the fact that even though he is electric at times on the court, his personality is so chill and laid back that he doesn't like jump off the screen charisma-wise the way, say, an Anthony Edwards does. And then also he's playing alongside someone who, depending on who you ask and depending on the given day, is as good as him, better than him on some days, not quite as good, but still up there on other days. That is different than if you were sort of
grimy feel.
Yeah. It's different than if you were the unquestioned only superstar on your team. So for all of those reasons, I don't think Jayson quite gets all of the credit in this sort of internet culture of, you know, A, what have you done for me lately? And B, who's the loudest and who can say the cleverest thing. But we will look back on him as one of the great Celtics to me if he can win. And that is the most important thing in Boston, if he can win.
Yeah.
We absolutely hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more from us, hit that subscribe button for all videos, full episodes, and exclusive content from the show. And don't forget to find All Facts, No Breaks on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.